know that some people have seen some things that they've liked in training camp practices, but if you watched that second preseason game against the Rams and felt good about the offense coming out of it, Davis Mills' future, Pep Hamilton as a play caller, I don't know what you were watching. I would like to have some of that sunshine directly injected into my veins, but they need to find a way to actually move the football, and I'm hoping that this time around with some more veterans on the field, it'll work. With Dameon Pierce actually in the game, it'll work. Obviously, you want health coming out of it, and look, I realize that, yep, this team is not contending for anything this year. I still want this to be a competent-looking product. I don't want them to be embarrassing like they've been over the course of the last 2 seasons. And I think it does start with a better performance than what we have seen in training camp with all these short passes and in, of course, last weekend's preseason game.
I want to see Dameon Pierce, another great performance. I want to see much better offense, as you said. And then another, let's call it a competent defensive performance.
They will have veterans in this one. Right. Which should help. We're going to see Jerry Hughes for the first time on the field. Jerry Hughes was a pretty damn good player over the course of his career.
Yeah. Maybe on the back end of his career, but I'm excited to see what he can do.
Malik Collins will also be in the game. So the defense is going to have a little bit more of the pieces that you're expecting to see on a regular basis this coming season as opposed to just the young bodies out there. I guess this is Ross Blacklock's last chance to save himself a roster spot. But I'm really just going to be focusing almost entirely on the offense, Vanessa. It's, I think, the biggest priority for this team is to come out of it with at least some positive momentum going forward. I just haven't felt it thus far outside of just Dameon Pierce highlights. That's it.
Is there an offensive position group that you actually feel okay about? Like, did seeing Dameon Pierce give you a little bit of a jump for the running back core? Is there an offensive group that you're like, I think that we're good here? Or is it all a concern? Because last year, if you guys remember, pretty much every position group on the field was a concern, other than maybe special teams.
I like the wide receivers relative to the rest of the roster groups. I think the offensive line is going to need to get together over the course of a long season, and hopefully that they make progress. But generally, this time in the year, offensive lines are struggling across the NFL. No Kenyon Green out there has definitely been, I think, a bummer for the coaching staff just because of the injury that he's trying to get back from. But yes, the wide receivers. How about you?
I think Dameon Pierce made me feel it's total recency bias, by the way. Like, this is not an intelligent take, but I think seeing Dameon Pierce, that first preseason game, I believe, made me feel a little bit better about the running backs. But there are still question marks. We know that they like Rex Burkhead. How does Marlon Mack fit into the equation, and can he look like he did before he was hurt? I think that'll be interesting to see as well. Obviously, the quarterback situation is a question. What are we going to see from Davis Mills? What would mark improvement of Davis Mills? Sean, I'll start with you because I know that you watch the Texans as well. You're not a passionate preseason game guy, much like Paul.
I'm passionately anti-preseason.
You're anti-preseason.
Yeah. What are we doing? These guys are professionals. Like 2020, we didn't have a preseason. Guess what? The world didn't end. Well, the world ended, but not because of no preseason.
Not because of that.
Yeah, not because of preseason football. But if I am having to hook my eyes open and be forced to watch this game, I want to see the chemistry between him and the receivers that we all love so much, between Brandon Cooks and Nico Collins, and honestly Brevin Jordan as well. I want to. That's probably who I'm most interested this year is just like, what do we got from Brevin Jordan? Because as a rookie, it was kind of like
some flashes.
Yeah, some flashes. Rookie tight end's always a tough position, and so that's who I'm kind of like most interested in seeing will pan out, because it honestly could go either way. Like, I'm excited for Dameon Pierce because I can't imagine he's bad. But for Brevin Jordan, there's a chance he's bad.
I really want Brevin Jordan to do well selfishly because he's great with the media. And we need a guy that's great with the media. He's very funny. Do you remember his tuna fish interview?
Did he say, you can't tune a piano, but you can tune a fish?
No. But he was talking about fishing and whatnot. Very entertaining.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So we used to have Whitney Merciless and Justin Reed and those guys that were good with the media. They are not here anymore. They're no longer with us. They didn't die. They're just retired or with other teams. So we need somebody that's good with the media because Davis Mills is not going to be it.
I don't mind though this team having a lot of boring people as long as they're just more competent than they've been. I mean, look, the bar is so low this year.
The bar
really
is very low.
the bar is even low for tonight. I mean, I am a little bummed, I'm not going to lie, that the game is on Amazon because I really wanted some Spencer Tillmanisms. I want smoke through a keyhole. I want an apple and a roadmap. I want the preseason broadcast team that's unfamiliar with the Texans, and in particular, these Houston Texans, which I would totally understand them being unfamiliar with, to regularly not know who has the ball, who's number X, Y, Z. That's what I want. And the Amazon broadcast is taking that away from me. So now I just want Davis Mills to throw the ball downfield. And apparently he threw this glorious pass downfield in training camp practice a couple of days ago to Brandon Cooks. Ooh, the longest pass of training camp. Huzzah! I need to see this in the game. Please just give me that, because like Sean Mapes, I'm the same way. Vanessa, I escaped the flagship, okay? I don't have to go to a preseason game 2 hours before it begins and be there 7 hours later, being the last person in the parking lot, risking potential abduction in the parking lot. Yes, who knows? I'm the last person out of the stadium. For all I know, someone's going to say, hey, who's that guy right there? He looks wealthy because he's so handsome. I'm going to arrest him.
That.
I'm going to kidnap him and ask for money.
They would get, as my parents used to tell me, if somebody kidnapped you, they'd give you back because you talk too much.
No, I think they'd kill me.
Oh, okay.
Because of that exact reason.
This got dark